A Lucifo Match by George Morrison. Persons with a choice of several names are not common outside the peerage, but some of them, wholly unconnected with any peer, are to be discovered in London crowds, though discovery is not what they are there for. Crowds, in fact, attract them, from the circumstance that whatever the number of individuals in a crowd, there are sure to be several times that number of pockets, mostly with something in them. And a pickpocket who has once been convicted finds a change of name a wise precaution. So we arrive at Johnson. It chanced that Johnson stood in quite a small crowd, perhaps of 20, that stared at a shop window in Oxford Street. He'd only been Johnson for a week, poor fellow, since emerging from some months' retirement, and as yet the name did not sit easily. He had to keep it continually in his mind, lest in some unforeseen emergency he might call himself Jones or Barker or Jenkinson, any of which was dangerous, and had been discarded in its turn for that reason, always after just such another holiday as that he had lately disenjoyed. Johnson was a mild person, not at all the sort of man one might suppose to be a pickpocket, which was fortunate, of course, for Johnson. He was a meek, rather timid body, whose tastes would have been domestic if he had been a family man, and he would have been a family man if it were not for the expense. He was temperate, thrifty, and inoffensive. He shrank with horror from the idea of anything violent, such as burglary or work. He had no vices, no particular abilities, and only one small talent. He could pick a pocket very well indeed. Altogether, Johnson was an unusually virtuous thief. He stood in a small crowd in Oxford Street, as I have said, and while the small crowd stared at the shop window, because of some new idea of the shopkeepers, Johnson considered pockets according to ideas of his own, having a natural human preference for the easiest pocket in the most sumptuous habillement. He felt himself much drawn towards a man in an immensikoff, a fur-lined overcoat, which was quite the most magnificent garment in the crowd. The large side pocket of the immensikoff gaped invitingly, and though outside overcoat pockets were barren as a rule, this was so very easy that it was wasting a chance not to try it. Sir Johnson placed himself against the pocket and tried, with unexpected success. For indeed at the bottom of that pocket reposed a purse, not at all what one might expect to find there. In an instant that purse was transferred to the outside pocket, so closely adjacent.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?